Hello, this is Red Robot, and welcome to another episode of TF2 Challenge Mode. Today we're taking on the No Scope Classic Challenge, that is using the Team Fortress Classic inspired sniper rifle without ever scoping in. And what I thought would be an incredibly tedious challenge turned out to be quite the opposite, and really changed my mind in terms of how strong the Classic is and when it should be used. The loadout I'm rocking in these clips is the Classic, obviously, the Cozy Camper, a weapon that I used to think was terrible, but I've recently fallen in love with it, and the Ham Shank. The whole gimmick of the Classic is that you don't need to scope in to charge your shots. Your movement speed is still decreased, you can jump, although no jump shots unfortunately. However, this weapon has a drastic downside that put me, and everyone else that I've talked to about this weapon, completely off using it. In order to headshot with the Classic, you need a full charge. That means becoming incredibly vulnerable, waiting for the rifle to power all the way up. That also means no quick scopes, since you have to charge the rifle all the way to get decent damage. It's also got a minus 10% penalty on body shots, which means that you won't be able to kill medics with one fully charged shot, unfortunately. To the body, that is. Despite all of these reasons not to use this weapon, there's another. The way the weapon fires, it's incredibly awkward. In order to charge up your shot, you have to hold the mouse button down, then release it in order to fire. This is completely different to any way you will have aimed a sniper rifle before, kind of like with the Huntsman. So I found it really difficult. The motion of releasing the button often caused me to miss my shot. It was such a pain. However, despite all of these downsides, I actually found myself really enjoying this weapon, and I discovered sort of what it was meant to do and how you can use it effectively. The first way I made the Classic way easy to use is by binding my Alt Fire key to plus attack and mouse 1 to minus attack. This meant that I could hold Alt Fire to charge the shot and click to release it, just as normal. One of the most powerful things about the Classic is the fact that scoping is independent of charging. You can scope to kill in long range enemies, or no scope close range ones. However, I always found that I got myself killed fiddling with the scope, so when I took a step back and just focused on no scopes, and I could fire the gun just by clicking mouse 1, the entire weapon just seemed to click itself into place. Alright, I think I've bashed it enough, but let's talk about what makes the Classic awesome. The first thing is just how amazing it is at close range defense. In many clips you'll see me getting, rushed down by a scout or another class. Usually, unless you can pull off a sick and incredibly inconsistent snap headshot, you're a dead sniper. However, if you're good at preemptively charging your Classic all the time, it's an easy matter to just one-shot that oncoming scout. No longer is your vision bound to a tiny FOV. You can see all enemies flanking you from all angles. You can also watch multiple angles at once. By strafing back and forth behind cover, your much wider field of vision can scope out multiple choke points at once and pick off anyone who dares to show their head. It's godlike versus Spies 2, an easy matter of just spinning 180 and taking them out when you hear them decloak. This self-defense aspect of the Classic is further enhanced by the Cozy Camper, as the reduction in flinching and knockback means the enemy can't even spray you with pellets or explosive in order to throw off your aim. The additional health regen is amazing for staying in the thick of the fight, which the Classic allows you to do really well. It also really helps that everyone underestimates you. As you're not scoped in, no one really perceives a Classic sniper as a threat, and it's as easy as cutting them down as they approach. The most frustrating enemy to fight with the Classic is an enemy using the regular sniper rifle and the Darwin's Danger Shield. Your body shots won't kill him, and you'll need to do a fully charged headshot in order to do any additional damage. Luckily, the ability to jump and charge in midair, as well as your greater mobility and awareness while charging up, allows you to approach these enemies from unexpected off angles, which is always a lot of fun. This challenge prevented me from using my scope, which was a big pain. It would have been much easier to snipe with it having it enabled. But, as I stated before, the absence of a scoping mechanic really allowed me to focus on my positioning, charge, and aiming, as well as enhancing my awareness of the battlefield. I think that if this weapon was buffed to deal acceptable damage with headshots when the charge wasn't maxed out, it could actually function kind of like a hit-scan Huntsman, a sniper rifle that isn't amazing when it comes to raw DPS, but provides reliable self-defense and allows you to play sniper without being as tunnel-visioned as before. I really wasn't expecting to, but honestly, I had a blast using the Classic. I can't wait to see how Valve balances it in future updates, but for now, it's a sniper rifle unlike any other, and a really underrated weapon due to its frustrating hold and release charging mechanic. A quick fix I came up for this problem would be some kind of toggle charge fire mechanic. Pressing mouse 1 begins the charge, pressing it again fires the gun. You could even bind special attack or reload to do an instant uncharged no-scope or something, if you're worried about having to double click to fire in a panic. I just know there's got to be a better system of firing this weapon. It's definitely not better than stock, but it's not trying to be. The Classic is different, and I like that.